Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode, episode 2. If you didn't catch the first episode, oh look, a spider. If you didn't catch the first episode, we basically started off with the tutorial basically. We built the hub, which is way over there now. And we did a lot of the basic hub stuff, got all that stuff done. But the area that I found was surrounded by impure nodes. Like everything was impure, everything was far away. And so I did a bunch of the researches to get like the map. So like here you can see we started doing a lot of exploring to find better nodes for our production because there's no reason to waste your time with impure nodes, especially early game. You're wasting resources, you're wasting time. It's better to find at least a normal node, but I was lucky enough to find this area over here. Now, if you want to like play along or you want to use these same coordinates, you can see my coordinates there of where these are located. These are all pure nodes around here, though. Everything is pure. There's pure. We have pure iron. There's at least 3 of them. So there's 3 pure iron nodes, which are just amazing. And I think this one is pure too, but it was down here in this weird area, and since I don't have building supplies yet, it's like impossible to work down there. I'd be stuck down there until I could research my way out of that hole. But we also have pure copper, which is, I think, yeah, there's a copper one here. And 1 pure copper is good enough to start. The other one is right next. That's where the other pure node over here was too. So that's a good location. But once again, it's down on a cliff, and early game you don't have building supplies, so it makes it really hard. And of course, we even have pure limestone, which I have a rock on that one. But these are pure. So I mean, I'm surrounded by pure stuff. Now, technically, pure would also be inefficient early game because I can't take full. But I can't take full advantage of them yet because, I don't have all the proper equipment. But we can expand into that. And so I wanted a good starter base to start with, and so I was lucky enough to find this area. So, yeah, we can build into not having the Mark IIs and the Mark III drillers yet. It's fine. We can even overclock it because we did find a lot of slugs and stuff the last episode. And I did find another Mercer Sphere last episode. But as you can see, my inventory is, though, getting pretty full here. But, so this episode, what we're going to try to do is we need to move the hub to our new location here. I'm going to totally clean up this area for all of the biomass we're going to need to create our simple biomass power supply. We're going to build simple tier 1 factories. Nothing's going to be beautiful to start with. We just need to get our supply chain going, get our stuff moving, right? And then I'm going to try to complete at least tier 1, all the tier 1s, and maybe tier 2s. But like I said, right now my hub is way over there. So I left my hub there in case I couldn't find anything because I didn't want to just explore forever. And luckily we found this pretty dang quick. I mean, I was lucky enough to find this area. So, but like I said, we need to clean this up. We did get the chainsaw. I don't think I built one yet though. I did not. So we'll need to build a chainsaw. But I think what we need to do though is go ahead and get our hub moved because you only can have 1 hub. And like I said, I just wanted to keep that as a reference in case I couldn't find anything, and then I just would have dealt with that area. But I'm going to try to use a technique where you can do a production hub. And what that'll do is it'll give you a little chest. And then when I go tear that down, because there's a lot of supplies there too, and that would probably take 2 or 3 trips. So if I can create a production chest, which I think we have enough to build a storage container. We do. So we'll just build a storage container. And we're going to overstock this. And then I'm going to demolish it. And it should give us a production chest. It should. And so this is going to take a little bit of grinding on here. Actually, we have miners, idiot. Now, how come I can't always place miners down? Can someone explain that to me? But I'm just going to dump all these down here. And then, like I said, I'm going to overstock. We're going to overstock this storage container. And then I'm going to demolish it, which should allow me to create a production chest. And the nice thing, too, is this area, there's no poison nodes nearby, I don't think. I haven't found any yet. I mean, I shouldn't say that because my luck, there'll be one, like, right there. And there's a yellow slug up there that I can't get to. But I didn't find anything bad, and there's a lot of open area up here to expand our factories into bigger and greater factories. Oh, see, I'm already out of inventory. And one of the things I discussed, like in the last episode, was do a lot of the research that you can. Yeah, we did find some quartz too, which was cool. Do all the research to get inventory slots. I mean, you start off with nothing, it seems like, and you really need to get these inventory slots up. Or else your game is just going to suck. You're always going to be running out of inventory slots. So when you go on a big exploration mission or something, you're just going to run out of everything instantly. I'm just going to keep dumping stuff in here. I want to overstock my inventory. So that way, when I demolish that, it should give me a production chest. Should. And then, like I said, I can go destroy the hub, which then will move all that inventory right into that production chest that's right there. Because I think there's only one production chest that you get. I mean, at least when I was... Oh, there's another slug. Which means there's probably an animal, which there is. But I've been lucky enough... I don't want to say this too much, but I've been kind of lucky enough that I haven't had to worry about poison stuff. I don't know what's going on with my hands here. I keep hitting H and nothing shows up. Where did you go? I want some DNA from you. Give me your DNA. That sounds wrong. But I really haven't explored this area very much, too. Maybe that's something we'll do later in this episode if I get really far along with some of the stuff I want to get done. But, like I said, I'm hoping this works where I can just move. And I want to be able to create a biomass location. Hello, bird. We'll need to create a biomass generator factory. But yeah, we are just going to deforest all this stuff. Isn't that the way things work? But I want to max all this out and see how fast these things get to 100. I mean, look at that. Just boom, boom. 80 per minute. I think we are getting 30 per minute on those impure nodes. So, like I said, it's just... Early game, it's so crazy to try to work with the impure stuff. So, okay, so that's full. So now I need to kind of fill up my inventory here. So that way it'll give me a production chest. And I think we can chop most of these trees down. I don't think that's going to be an issue. And there's our limestone. Hello. That's a pure limestone. So that's going to be our concrete generator. That's just going to give us so much concrete. We won't even know what to do with it. I should probably kill one of these spiders so I can get that DNA going. Where'd they go? And yes, I am playing on passive. I explained it in the last episode. I can't stand when I'm playing this game and then, you know, you don't catch it and then all of a sudden you start dying, or you die when you have the... Because a lot of times when I'm waiting for stuff, I'll just hit like this, or I'll just go to this screen so I don't move around, even though you still can. But you can still die. So, yeah. Where did those spiders go? Where did you go, Mr. Spiders? That's so funny. Where did those spiders go? Are you guys over here in the dark? Now, I know sometimes the spiders like only come out at night or something. Like especially in these forested areas. So maybe that's why I don't see them anymore. But yeah, we are just going to tear down this whole forest. Because that's what our overlords want us to do. Ada told us to destroy and deforest, and so yeah, all this is going to be gone. I need to get those power leg things. Those things are so nice. I feel like I'm going so slow and I can't jump. But yeah, let's just get my inventory full. And maybe I can find a doggo. Doggos are really critical to the game, especially early game. If you can get 2 or 3 of them, I mean, the supplies you're going to get from them when you can make like the awesome sink, because it's going to be stuff you're not going to need, but you might get like computers and just various other things that are going to just make it a lot easier to get through this early game shenanigans. So this should be full. I'll just make sure it is over full though. Filled. I can't talk. Yeah, so you can see there's more storage than I have available on me, but I'm going to go ahead and just completely fill that up. Do I have more miners? Oh, I do. So we'll just get those, yeah, because I mean, on a pure node, I mean, look how fast these fill up. I mean, 80 per minute. That's just awesome. And once again, this is just the grinding of the early game. I mean, it's just a lot of grinding. And I was mentioning it in the last episode about how you watch all these other people, and that's a pure node. Yeah. When you watch a lot of these people play this game, they've been playing it for a while. Oh, there's a doggo. I don't have any way to store him. And he's going to run away from me anyways. Now I'll come back for you. Did I take the... No, I have them. Okay. Yeah, because you want to put your doggos in a pen so they don't disappear on you or go running around or try to follow you to areas and then get stuck somewhere. So you want to be able to build a pen for them. But we want to build a biomass factory generator so we don't have to... So we can actually go exploring without having to worry about our generators dying. I had that happen to me so much when I was kind of playing my other little walkthrough to understand the game. I'd get like, 1,000 miles or meters or whatever it is away, and you'd get the notification that your factory's all shut down, and it was like, wow, awesome. And so then I had to walk all the way back and set it all back up. So now I should... Okay, so let's try this. If I demolish this, it should leave me a production crate, which is right there. Thank God. Or a dismantle crate. I knew it was called something stupid. So now what happens is if I go to my other resources and destroy those, Everything should be put here. And then that way I don't have to go back and forth carrying stuff because, once again, I have no inventory. Now, I think I can make a personal storage box, which will just set you here because I purposely overfilled my inventory. And let's just dump a bunch of stuff in here that I don't currently need on me, because we're not going to build anything. So yeah, let's make the journey back to the hub. Let's go ahead and put the... Really? I always forget I can use this. These are drop pods. I don't know why I keep doing that. And then I could be using the slugs. I always forget to do that stuff. There's caves. I'll just put a question mark. We'll put it right there. And then let's highlight it. I love doing the highlighting because then you can pretty much see that from anywhere on the map. I don't know why my H button's not working. Usually you can hit H. Oh. I don't know. Maybe because I don't have enough spots. And I am running. This is not running. This is running. It's amazing how slow you are. You know, once you get those power leg upgrades, oh my god, it feels so good. Let's see if those spiders come back. Now, how am I going to do this? Okay, I got to walk just kind of... And then I got to go up that because I can't go past that. And then I just got to traverse my way through that area. Let's go for a walk. Let's see if we can find any more stuff on the way back, too. And I did find some quartz. Oh, I meant to research that stuff. We'll research it when we're done here. There's obviously a yellow slug over here. So I think we'll pick him up. And how about we just take care of you? Thanks. Hello. Now, I don't remember how... Yeah, it's through that way. And we'll just pick up more biomass on the way there. More leaves and twigs, and look for any more randomness. I don't know how I passed that the first time. There's another slug up there. I don't know if I can get to that, though. I might be able to. See, I can't jump high enough. There's a hog up here or something, too. I can hear it. Oh, come on. Yes! We got up here. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Man, he really... Oh. That's kind of jacked up. Kick his ass down the mountain. Where are we at? So we just need to go kind of in a straight line. And I'm looking for anything. Now, I'm curious what your guys' thoughts on the object scanner are. I tried to use it when I was kind of first goofing around with this game to get used to it. And that thing's kind of pointless, isn't it? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't know how to use it correctly. But I've tried to use it. And yeah, now this is our original starting area, as you can see here. and it's surrounded by nothing but impure everything. Everything around here was impure within like 500 uh, clicks or meters or whatever they call it in this game. And so that's why we went exploring. Why does it always look like a beehive or something? So we just happened to went exploring, and we were just lucky enough to find that nothing but pure everything. And so, like I said, I have a bunch of supplies over here that we were gathering from the initial building the hub process. And I didn't want to have to do this walk a bunch of times, and that's why we did the production crate. Because if we just leave that crate there, when I dismantle this, it should keyword, move all that stuff right to that production crate, which is, I think it's kind of a trick of the game. But I also have all these miners, and I have more miners up there. And now technically, like anything, what the heck was that? When you play this game with headphones on, oh my god, it sounds like you're in Jurassic Park or something. So we're just going to go ahead and grab these. Because like these, see, look, we were only getting 40. And these are impure. Oh, this is a normal. So, I mean, we could have worked with this. And that's why, I mean, I wasn't too upset about it. I don't know why I keep doing that. I mean, I would have made do with this area. But it's not that big of a deal. But as you can see, we got our hub fully upgraded. And I think we left miners up here too, didn't we? But like both the limestone resources here were both impure. That one's impure. There was one over there that's impure. The copper, the closest copper was up here on a hill, which since I don't have access to a bunch of supplies yet, moving this down here, moving this down to where our base is at, is a nightmare. Yeah, we did have miners up here. And so see, these are normal nodes. So they produce 40. Now, once again, this wasn't a bad area to start with. I mean, if I had to, this would have made do. Which, you know, would have been until we found better. I don't think there was anything else I did over here. There is a Mercer sphere, but it's on top of a... I don't think there's any way to... Yeah, need the jetpack for that or a parachute. But now I should be able to dismantle that hub, and it should put everything back at our new starter base location in that dismantle crate. Okay, that's going to drive me crazy now. Why can't I get rid of you? Now there is a yellow... So if we hit Alt and click on it, and then go to the map, we can pick on the slug thing, and we'll just put a slug there. That way we remember. And then of course there is a Mercer sphere, so let's go ahead and... Oh, Alt, click. I don't think there's an actual... What would you use for a Mercer sphere? I'll just put a question mark on it. So I think these big tick bugs get too close to the poison or something, and then that freaks them out. I don't know. Like I said, I should be able to dismantle this because I don't have enough room in my inventory for all of that stuff. Because this thing's pretty much full. And see, I only have three, four, five, six, 7 spots. So it should put everything in that dismantle crate. Should. So let's go ahead and tear you down. Oh, it made 2. That's never... I've never had it do that. It's always made 1. Interesting. Well, that sucks. So I guess we gotta make another journey. Let's just go ahead and highlight one of these just so I don't forget where I'm going. Yeah, so we're gonna have to come back and get that. Wait, what was in there? Okay, like I said, that... maybe it's because I have something set up differently now on this settings. We'll come back and get that later. Or I might just get it off camera just so you don't have to sit here and watch me get everything. That should have worked though. That's how it... Oh well. Is that a slug? Oh yeah, my inventory's full. There's no point. We can mark it. Let's mark it. That looks like a slug. And once again, this game is more about efficiency and, you know, the more efficient you can be playing this game, the better the gameplay is going to be. I mean, if you try to... I mean, you can play the game to be on the struggle bus. That's not a big deal. But I'm not that guy. Oh, there's a pure node right here. Huh. Wait, where am I going? So we need to go down there and around there. Is that another crash pod? I was gonna hope it wasn't because I don't have any room in my storage. Okay, we just go down here. Is that a slug? Or is that just a... No. I can't pick anything up anyways. My inventory's full. We need to develop a road route too eventually through here for our trucks and trains and everything else we're gonna eventually have. Like I can't even pick up leaves or anything. Oh, that ticks me off. That I don't know. It seemed to... Maybe I did it wrong. Maybe someone in the comments can help me out with that. But I remember doing that before, and it moved everything, and then I just kept like a production crate near a factory I was working on, and then I could just dismantle things, and it would just keep putting stuff in that production crate, and it would be like infinite amount of resources. Because the problem is you can't put anything in here and don't accidentally hit the remove all. I've done that in the past. I wasn't even thinking. So how about we just make another box? Okay, so where do we want to put the hub? I mean, we're going to move everything around later. I mean, I think we have lots of good factory space. Maybe we'll just make this area the hub for now. And it's all going to be remodeled and torn down again. So, I mean, nothing here is permanent until we get further along. Let's go ahead and put the hub back. You really need ore just to build the hub. I didn't know that. That is funny. So I'm just going to make this kind of my production area, I guess. And once again, if you're having a hard time moving, figuring out where you want this, if you hit H, you then can like let it sit there and see if that's where you like it. And you can always use the arrow keys too to move it. Just a little tidbit there. We're just going to put it right there. And then we also want our ma'am. We're just going to kind of set up a like I said, it's not going to be pretty to start. And then we also want our workshop. We're just trying to make such an even ground. Where is that? Let's just put you over there. Wow, that looks horrendous. And then let's go ahead and drop another. I like to put some storage boxes around here just so I have supplies available for either research or, like we can put hog remains in there. Things like slugs and is there anything valuable in this? Oh yeah, there is. So we'll put all that in that crate. Actually, I think we can research. We did blue slugs. I think we did we do spitters? And don't I have another hard drive that I had? No, I thought I did another hard drive. Or did I already pick the recipe? I might have already picked the recipe. So let's go ahead and get that research done. I need to get...
The remains researched belong to a plant-like organism hosting the larva of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Now, if you're playing in this game, this is something you definitely want to get to, is the rebar gun. That helps you out a lot. We can make a DNA capsule because I want to get the inventory, but you have to get this one done first. Slugs. I got a yellow one. No, it's quartz. Where did I put my quartz? Quartz has a lot of good stuff too. This is what we want.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
Yeah, the quartz one is a really good one because we want these, and plus we have another inventory slot, so we need to find quartz, which this made it scannable now, I believe. Let's just dump all that in there. Dump biomass. These are all production-oriented ores. I want to get this out of there. So let's put all of you in here. Once again, I'm not trying to be efficient with my organization skills right now. This is me just trying to get things moved around. So precious metals, I guess. I need bio. So the hub now shows up on here. So I'm gonna go get the rest of that stuff. Just because I don't want to have that dismantle crate in my, it's going to be up there until I get rid of that. So I just cleared out my inventory, except for my basher here. I'm going to go get that. I might just not put this on here. I don't know. But I'm going to go get that real quick. Well, as fast as I can walk, which is not very fast. I might just edit this part out. But we're going to go get that. And then we're going to start chopping down some trees and cleaning up this area. We really should try to find a quartz node too. I should have put that on the to-do list for this episode. But like I said, the first thing is just general maintenance and boring stuff, because once again, a lot of this game is you're going to be grinding out stuff and, you know, figuring out the game, and that's just part of learning a game. And I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do what I'm doing, but whatever. Like I said, I don't use the C jump enough. I'm sure that could, unless you're going uphill like that, then obviously it doesn't work. And there's that limestone node. And little random nodes like this are really good to know about, because just say you're building another factory over here for some reason, it's nice to know that there's limestone available. Oh, I walked right by it. I was too busy staring at the scenery. Like I said, this is a very, very, very beautiful game. I don't know if it's showing correctly in the video play or not, but it's a very beautiful game. I need to upgrade my PC, but PC parts are so expensive right now. I mean, when I built this PC a few years ago, it didn't seem like it was that expensive. Now, one time I hit this button instead of take all, and I was so mad. But now we don't have to worry about that dismantle crate thing being on there, because that doesn't go away until you clear that chest out. Now, if it would have been materials that I don't need, I just probably would have deleted them. But like I said, it's early game, so everything is important early game. need to get the building production or whatever so I can get doggos and keep them safe. Why are you looking so weird there, buddy? But on the other, when I was kind of playing around with this game, it was really hard to find those berries at first. I was like surrounded by doggos in my area, but I couldn't get any of them because I had no berries. And it was just so frustrating. Where am I going? Okay, I'm going the right way. Yeah, you definitely feel so limited in this game when you're just starting off too, because everything takes forever. Walking takes forever. Getting supplies takes forever. Building things takes forever. But as long as you can get past that initial grind, you know, the game really starts to get fun. Oh, and also in that desert area, even finding all the green stuff, that was a grind. It was a lot more sparse. This is a lot more plentiful, which is making it really nice. And we need to build a simple biomass location. But I want to chop all this down first, though, before we do that, so we can see where our space is at. So this kind of stuff we don't even need to use yet. That's Caterium. We don't even need that. This is all my slugs and stuff. We can just put the nuts in there because I don't need to worry about food really. Now, maybe if I start playing and I start feeling more confident myself, maybe I'll turn the bugs back on. But right now, I don't want to. So that's all production. So actually, let's just go ahead and put another box down here. I'll just put two. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's put you and you. There's some wood. We'll keep the biomass. Oh yeah, we need to make the drill. Or not the drill, the chainsaw. So if we just add that to our to-do list. So we need screws. Didn't I have screws? What do I need? Screws? Just basically screws, huh? And I took... Idiot. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna grind out some materials here. Now, when you're building stuff like this that uses screws, plates, cables, as you can see, when I'm making more screws, I'm losing my iron rods. So, I mean, I might actually have to make more iron rods, which is fine. You know, it's better to make the harder thing first and then get the easier stuff. get the easier stuff after the fact. I'm having an issue with my sound. Hold on. Okay, there we go. So now we can build a chainsaw. And now to use the chainsaw, we need our biomass that I think I just dumped in here. Where did I do with it? There it is. We need that. So, like I said, I mean, we have lots of open area here, and I still haven't even explored this area. But I mean, there's a big mountain range right here, which could become an issue. But I think we have lots of room here to fully take advantage of a lot of these nodes and build our initial starter base right here, which is awesome. Oh yeah, I wanted to look quartz. Oh, come on. That's not a good sign. Wow. It's pure. I don't even know how far that is away. Oh, there's a slug up there. At nighttime, you can really find the slugs. Oh, it's that way. I think those spiders are back. Let me go knock one of them out real quick, and we can research that little doohickey. There you are. God, I hate these things. They're so irritating.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Initial data suggests these are predators, but notably they do not have a traditional mouth or eyes. There are, however, numerous cavities on their head which could fulfill a similar function. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Where'd you go? Yeah, we might have to go make a quartz journey because we need to get those power legs because this is just torture right now. So let's research you.
The remains researched belong to an organism with 8 jointed legs, similar to the legs of arachnids but with non-standard distribution and function. Because its attacks focus on stabbing prey with the ends of their legs, which resemble insectoid stingers, they have been dubbed stingers. Stinger remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Now, I'm only doing this because I want the inventory. Because once again, inventory is so critical in this game.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sink. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
Once again, inventory is king in this game, or queen, whatever way you want to look at it. But we need to, yeah, we need to get the inventory space up. It's very hard to progress in this game without inventory space. So that's why I'm kind of grinding this out right now. I didn't think I'd be doing it, but it's like, you know. So cables. So 2 of those comes out to 1, and I need 1,000 of them. So that's 500, dumbass. I need 500. And then that's 1 to 2, so I just need 250. So that should be more than enough copper ore. Should. And once again, welcome to Grinding 101 with the dude. But we want storage. Storage is king in this game. You will find yourself struggling big time if you do not keep building up, getting all these, just grind these out of the way right now, and it just makes your life so much easier. I didn't realize that when I was like kind of goofing around the first time I was playing this. And, you know, I had like the initial starting storage, and I'm like, I can't seem to get anywhere because I was constantly having to make like, you know, chests everywhere and dump all my stuff because it was just too much. So anything you can do where it inflates pocket dimensions, increases storage, increases your whatever, do that research, get it over with. I mean, yes, once again, I could set up some of my factories and just have this grind out, but it's 8.5 dozen one or the other at this point. I know it's 6.5 dozen, but I say 8.5 just to make sure, see if anybody's listening. Yeah, I can see 90 of them is 45, so if I have 500, no. Is it 2 to 1 or 1 to 2? So that makes 2, but then it takes 2 to make 1. So I need like a lot of these. This probably would have been a situation where I probably should have waited to build the factory. Because after you get your tier 1 like basic factories off the ground, it makes life so much easier to get a lot of these knocked out. But of course, I'm being stubborn, so I might give up on this though. This looks like it's going to be painful for me to even sit here. I don't know why I just did that. No, 350. So I'm gonna need 2,000 wire. All this for storage. I might have to just wait on this one. I mean, we're fine with our current storage. I just really wanted to get that over with and get the extra storage capacity. It just makes life so easy. I think I'm just gonna have to, yeah, we might just have to stop this production line. Yeah, let's not do that right now. We can work on that another time. That slug is gonna drive me crazy until I can get to it. Okay, so what do we got in our inventory here? So I say we get out the chainsaw. Oh yeah, look at that thing. Beautiful. And you know, another thing I would want to do... Oh, I can't even do it yet. Never mind. I won't even talk. Let's chop down some trees. Wow. Now, in case you didn't notice, on the bottom of the screen it says single and then area. So I have it on the area mode, so when I chop down a tree, it chops everything down within an area, including all the shrubs, and it just collects all of it for you, which makes doing this a lot easier. But if you just wanted to chop down this one tree and nothing else, you can set it to single mode. And you don't have to worry about the trees falling on you, in case you were wondering. But yeah, we are going to chop all this down, and then we are going to build our yeah, and in case you didn't know, when you have it on this screen, see how it kind of like darkens the side of the screen. If you just click on that, you can see that, and then you can do that. Oh, so it's no spaces. So if I put no spaces in here, ah, look at that. I thought I had to put a space. So you do not have to put a space, and then it, oh, look at that. Awesome. All right. Lumberjack. Wow. It's really going to lighten this area up, too. It's so dark in here right now. It's going to bring all the sunlight in. mean, part of me feels bad for cutting down these massive trees, but oh well. We need room. Your fauna does not care. Wow. Okay, so I had to go take a quick break there because my air conditioner just kicked on, and it's usually a lot earlier. So I had to close all my windows up. Now, I love having an air conditioner, don't get me wrong, I think they're great. But fresh air is always the best. Yeah, usually my AC doesn't turn on until, like mid-afternoon, and it's barely noon and it turned on. I guess it's gonna be a hot day today. I didn't even know that was a tree. Oh, it's like in the rocks. At least the nice thing too is after you chop down a tree, you don't have to like go collect all the resources from chopping the tree down. It just goes right in your inventory. As you can see, our inventory is getting quite full. And luckily, too, none of the trees falling hurts you. I think I already said that, but... But we are going to make a biomass generating plant. I mean, until we can get further along in the game. Because the worst thing about biomass is when you actually go exploring and you're really far away, and then all of a sudden you run out of biomass and all your factories shut down. So I find just grinding out this part too just makes life a lot easier in the long run. It's like life. You take the time to just grind some things out now. It'll actually save you more time in the long run. God, the sound of those trees falling almost sounds like, oh my God. My nerd, Lord of the Rings, the trees. Oh God, what were the imps? Were they called imps? They make that little grunt when they start to fall down. It's almost sad. Now, I don't know if I'm going to build this far down. I'm probably getting out of touch here. Need to go back towards the main location here. Let's just go ahead and... Now it's all nice and bright in here now. It was so dark in here. I hope I just didn't lose all that. One of these was empty, right? I didn't even realize I filled up my storage. And plus, I would like to get the what's it, the Nobelisk and all that, so I can start taking care of some of the rocks too that are. So so we're gonna create just kind of a simple biomass system to start, and like I said, we'll make it more efficient later. Oops. Interesting. So that looks entirely different, huh? It's actually, we can see in here now. We can see where a lot of our resources are. I almost feel bad. Let's just chop all these down just so I can see better over here. Plus, I just don't like having all the brush near the edges of things like this, because I found myself falling off a lot of cliffs when I was first trying to play this game. Like that. And of course, there is a dude down here somewhere, but it doesn't bother me, because whatever. Oh, it's a bird. And I can't even build the watchtower yet, right? The watchtower. Okay, chainsaw, go away for a second here. All right, let's evaluate our situation here. Oh my god, I need to get that stuff done. Didn't I jump up there the first time? Now, one of my nodes is up here too, I think. Yep, there it is. And I mean, even when you start building, all this stuff's going to be out of your way anyways, and I not have been playing for 4 hours. I've had my computer on for 4 hours, but thanks for letting me know there, Fitz-It. But yeah, when you start actually building stuff, all this foliage is going to be in your way anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and clear 99% of it out. Instead of trying to build with shrubbery, you know, poking through your foundations, you know, it's easier just to go ahead and just clear it all out. But we are going to try to make an efficient biomass power plant. So that way we can just let it run, and I won't be running out of power to my production areas. I mean, it's almost sad getting rid of all this beautiful fauna, but you know. I mean, the map is so huge that it's not like I can find another area that has all this. I got some spitter bros here. How about we just go ahead and get rid of you? Where'd your buddy go? that another? That's another pure node right there. Awesome. I think I knew about that one. I'm chopping everything down, so now everything looks so different. And like I said, these first factories we're going to build are not going to be pretty. They're just going to be get us through tier 1, tier 2. And then we'll worry about building pretty later. Right now, it's just a matter of cleaning up the mess here. Making an efficient workplace. But I think one of the things we need to do, though, is definitely get a a journey going to get that quartz. Because this is a struggle right now. Those power legs or whatever they're called are just... I mean, it changes the game. But to get them, we're going to need quartz. And then plus we can get more inventory too. So that is definitely a priority right here to get these blade runners. I don't know why I call them power legs. I told you, I'm still new at this game. Don't hate me. So... let's go ahead and clean a little bit of this up. I know it's not perfect, but I have all this ore that I need to dump. So we'll need to build biomass. Do I have all my drills on me? So you need the portable miners to make the actual miners. I think I have 20 on me. I think I have them all. But if we look here, so we have limestone should be there and there. Okay. And then iron should be there. There should be 3 of them. So those are all up there. Okay. And then copper. I only have 1 copper node. Like I said, this was a nice area right here, but it's off a cliff and stuff, and I can't build yet, so that doesn't make any sense. So I think we just go ahead. We're gonna need at least I don't see any reason to have 2 of those going. Just need 1 for concrete. We need 1 for the iron is actually back up there. So I'm wondering if we should put if this should kind of be our general area over here. I'm wondering if I should make this kind of the starter. No, because I'm going to eventually be building all this stuff. So we're going to need, there's a doggo. At least, so if we go to our to-do list here, hold on. So let's go ahead and delete that. So let's go ahead and call that an X for now. And so miners are 5, smelters are 4, constructors are 4. Why does everything have to be so? But luckily, so if we, so if we do 3, because we need 1 limestone, 1 copper, we'll probably get a couple of both of these ores, so that's 4, and I might just, no, I think for production reasons, we're just going to do 5. So we have 5 nodes here. I might as well just take advantage of all of them for now. And once again, these are all going to be very simple, not aesthetically pleasing things. But what I need to figure out... Oh, there's another sluggy right there. Maybe I put the biomass burner right there. And so biomass burners give off 30. So if we had 5 of these, that's 25. So that's 1 of those. And smelters, we would need 5. So that's 20. And constructors, we're going to need quite a few probably. Because we're going to have to make different materials. I mean, a minimum of 5 and 5. So that's 9 times 5 is 45. Which is 2 of those. I think we just do 6 to start. Does that sound like a good plan? Luckily, I have a ton of wire because I was being stupid. So we need 90 iron plates. So let's go ahead and grind some stuff out here. And we need a bunch of iron rods. And, oh, we are going to need... 6 might not be enough. Because that would be 150. I think 6 is enough for now. We can expand it. I mean, I eventually like to do 16. So, you know what? Let's overkill it. Let's do 8. But, we're gonna need some conveyor belts. Storage containers. Yeah. So we need a lot of, luckily we have a ton of it. But once again, now we just grind. I mean, once again, I could set up some simple things, but then it's just, I'm sitting there watching it and you have to babysit it, especially, it seems like the biomass burners on the hub here love to get overrun and they constantly blow fuses. Like on my little walkthrough when I was trying to figure this game out, it was like every 5 minutes it was like blown fuse, and I had plenty of power. It wasn't the power issue, it was just, it seemed like I was blowing fuses all the time, and it was like, oh, mother of God. Know what I mean? Yeah, because we definitely want to get iron plate production up, because that's going to help speed us along. Yeah, because we're going to need... So we're going to need constructors. We're going to need 3 of those. 1 for leaves, 1 for wood, and then 1 to make the solid. And then obviously belts, which are just... Yeah. Let's put 3 constructors in there, because we're going to need at least 3 of those. And so that adds cable, which luckily we have kind of plenty of. Um, and then once again, when you're crafting stuff, you always want to start like with the iron rods because your iron rods take plates. So there's no point in sitting here crafting plates and trying to fill this up when your iron rods are just going to take that away. So your best bet is just go ahead and get the iron rods out of the way. Oh no, iron rods just use ingots. Okay, don't listen to me. But when you have something that takes multiple steps, always do the biggest thing first. Like when we were doing screws, screws use iron rods and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I know I'm going to need more iron rods for the whatchamacallits, conveyor belts. So I'll just go ahead and make a bunch of these. I mean, it's not like I'm short on resources, so I really wish I could do multiples of these. And then we're going to need more cable than I'll probably need because that's what uses the power lines. But I do have to watch my wire production there because you can see as I'm making cables, my wire's going down. I'm making cables, wire's going down, so we have to keep mindful of that. And how much wire did I just make? That's it? Now, I'm probably not going to turn these on just yet. I'll probably get them primed, but I'm not going to turn them on just because I don't want them burning unnecessary fuel for nothing. So, but we will get them, we'll just get a basic layout set up, nothing fancy, and yeah, we're going to make our biomass, which will then turn into the solid biomass, which then will just split into we're going to do 4 on each side. So one thing I've heard a lot about this game is the whole load balancer thing versus manifold. I'll get more into that later when we start actually building that, but my general rule of thumb is load balancers are great, but they require a little more time and effort and thought process. Manifolds, stupid easy to build, stupid easy to maintain. The only problem is they're very inefficient when it first starts. Now, you can help them along by priming them up with materials to help get the backload going. But I mean, once a manifold type of production line becomes efficient, it just stays like 100% efficient. And especially when you start getting the depots, the dimensional depots, it'll constantly keep your stuff filled up, and you almost never run into issues about being short on inventory. So, and once again, the load balancers, maybe that's more of a late game thing, when you have the time and energy and effort to want to put into that. But for me, nah. It's all good. Manifolds are simple. Like I said, they take some time to prime up, but once they're primed and running, they just become extremely efficient. And you don't have to like think about it. You just do it. There's no real thought process in making manifolds. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you'll see what I'm talking about. So don't worry. Wires are good. Cable. Okay, so do we just build this here for now? I think we just build it here for now. So now when it comes to the grid, so like right now I have full control over wherever I want to put this. If I hold the control down, it puts it Oh, it doesn't do that unless you're doing foundations. I forgot. So, ignore what I just said. So what we're going to do here is make a row of like 3 and 3. And as you know, the orange is where things go in. And now, once again, if you can't figure out where this is, you just hit H. And then you can kind of plan it out better. You can kind of see how big. So, like, let's put this closer to here. Let's just put that one down. And now if you hold control, see how they match up really easy now? They just snap into place. So that's 3. That's 3. And that's 4. And then what I'm going to do is spin this around and snap you. Hello. And now I want you to be... Hold on. I might have to nudge this. That's fine. There's a gap. We can deal with gaps. But I want it to be matched with this one back here. Oops. Oops. So there's 3. And 4. Actually, I don't even have... No, I don't. So I'm getting way ahead of myself here, thinking I had stuff that I don't have. Idiot. So I need 5 of those. So we're just going to have to skip what I was doing there. And we're probably just going to have to use the back of this to get things started. I just thought of that. I haven't done the research yet. I need to do that, and I need to do that. And I haven't done the research. I'm like getting way ahead of myself. So this is a early game problem that you run into. So yeah, we need iron plates. So let's start knocking out some iron plates. And then we're gonna go ahead and I can probably still use what I'm building. I just have to do it manually at first. I think that's what we'll do. Yeah, because I totally forgot I didn't do the other researches yet, because, you know, sometimes we're not the brightest. Which also means we are probably going to run out of all this other stuff I need. Ugh. But yeah, grind, 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 grind. This is what we do. So we're going to build 5 miners. And each one's going to need a smelter. Well, no, the limestone doesn't need a smelter, which is nice. Just needs a constructor and a storage unit. Like I said, I am not going to go for efficiency here. We're going to go for get her done. I'm going to keep this, it's like an open area for later use. So for now, I'm just going to kind of, I might have to move these. That doggo's still hanging out. I think that works. concrete node. I think that'll be fine. So we need what did I do here, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, iron. What's up, Doggo? I'll come get you later. Should be over here, right? Now this might be a pain. So I think we just go through here. So more tree cutting. I forgot to clean this area up. Oh, look, another slug. Once again, do I have to be doing this? No. It's more efficient just to get this stuff out of the way than having to worry about it later. That's a cool little, looks like a statue of some kind. This game is just absolutely beautiful, though. I mean, I really hope that it shows on the screen how just stunningly beautiful this game can be. I mean, just look at that. It's just crazy. This game, like, is not realistic, you know? It's like, are you kidding me? Anyways. And we're just going to point you downhill. I'll just angle you a tad. And then iron, we need a smelter. Yeah, and if you're trying to figure this out, you just hold control and it'll tell you when it lines up with it. But as you can see, that's a pretty good angle, so I'm probably gonna have to push this out a little bit. And that's probably not gonna work because now I'm on a steeper hill. And I don't think I have enough to do. I guess we do. I think we can put you in here. I really don't care. We're gonna do it anyways. So constructor. Once again, we'll just hit that. And just make sure you're pointed. Once again, I'm not going for efficiency here. We are just going for production. So this is iron. And it is a pure node, right? Yeah. So that's going to be 120. And this is actually going to be inefficient because this only does 30. So that's why I said, you know, when I get further along, I need to obviously get more of those. And then we want you to make just wire for now. And that's extremely inefficient. I mean, once again, but I can build into the inefficiency. You know, when you have impure nodes, it's harder to grow into inefficient nodes. I'm already out of materials. Oh my god. This is gonna be a struggle. When you have an inefficient node, like a impure node or even a normal node, there's only so much you can get out of it. But at least if you're starting with a pure node, you can grow into that pure node without having to expand and find other nodes, or I keep calling them nodes, but resources. So, you know, it's better to start off with at least normal. I would stay away from anything that's not, yeah, at least not normal or pure. Anything less than that, you're just hurting yourself in the long run. And this is what it's like in the beginning of the game when you're trying to grind all this out. It just makes it so much fun. Makes you want to scream and shout. So it looks like the iron plates are only for the conveyor belts. That's good. But the conveyor belt does use other supplies that I don't have. I have concrete. Did I leave that over here? I know I have concrete. This should be all biomass materials. What did I do with the concrete? I had more concrete than that. Where's that limestone? And I know I had more limestone than that too. I might just have to go over there and pound on it for a while. Ugh. But yeah, that's all the concrete I have. Oh my god. Oh, I was making the storage. That's why I ran out of supplies. Once again, it's gonna be spaghetti a la spaghetti. Okay, so that should be that. So this, we need a smelter. I think I can put this one a lot closer. And then we will do a constructor. This is iron. And we want iron plates. That's weird. I was like really far off there with my thinking. Okay, so that's that one done. Now, once again, if I wanted to be more efficient, I mean, since this is a pure node, I could just use this one miner to get 120, and then smelt four, have four smelters, which probably actually makes more sense than what I'm doing. But I don't have the splitters. I know I was trying to say something. So since I don't have the splitters yet, that kind of... Yeah, once I get splitters, I can start being a lot more efficient. For right now, though, we're not going efficient. We're just trying to get basic production done so we can start getting some of these tiers knocked out. Okay, so this is going to be iron. And let's do iron rods. Okay, birds. You need to get out of my way. You guys are like all hanging out over here. And I'm trying to build them a little close together so I don't have to waste a lot of whatchamacallit. Oh. Duh. I don't have anything in there, do I? No. So I don't need that other smelter. Because the limestone, you just go right into a constructor. And I don't know how many iron plates I needed. I forgot to check that off. Because with this, you just need to put a constructor. Because then we can just make concrete. That takes 45, and once again, this is a pure node, which means we're pulling out 120, so yes, we're being inefficient, unfortunately. Oh, this is gonna look ugly. I can't wait to clean this up. So that's... Hold on, I got some... I'm going to need a massive amount of power poles. And just gonna have freaking wires everywhere. Because that's how early game is. Oh, idiot. I really need to get those legs. I mean, when I first started playing, and I was playing like this, I was like, wow, this is cool. But then I finally got those legs upgraded, and oh my god, the Blade Runners. What a difference. So before I screw it up again, let's just... Ugh. Why aren't you lining up? Did I already... What the heck's going on here? So I think we'll just go ahead and do screws with this one since we don't have to worry about... So that's why I screwed up, because I put another constructor here. That's why I kept running out of supplies. Oh my goodness. I swear you get so caught up in trying to figure things out sometimes that you forget what you're doing. So I'm going to need a ton of power lines. I'm just going to say like 30 of them. And then I'll just say 30 of those. I mean, those are just... I just want to get my to-do list there stocked up just so I know what I need. I probably don't need 30 of each, but... Oh, look at that doggo right at my base. What are you doing, buddy? Oh, yeah, he already ran. So we need iron rods. Iron rods, cables, and lots of wire. I knew we need lots of wire. That's why I did a whole bunch of wire, and I'll probably just do some more. It just saves you in the long run. Iron rods. I don't know why I was doing the wrong thing there. We'll just go ahead and do extra iron rods until it wipes out. Yep. So what we're gonna do here, we're just gonna start putting some power poles in. Now, the nice thing about the way these work is that I don't have to have like all these connected to separate things. As long as they're all connected to the one power pole like that, and then I connect that to somewhere, they'll all be connected. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but... And I have too many of these for some reason. So if I just take a power pole and say, put it like here, then I can take the power from you to here, and then you to here, and then I can just bring you up here. We're just going right in the middle. And we're not going to go for efficiency again. I'm literally just going to tap 2 of you down. And then just hook you up to you, you up to you, you up to you, you up to you, and then you up to you. And then sling you around this way. Then we're going to do the same here. So just 1 and 2. And we'll go you to you, you to you, you to you. I don't think this is the most efficient way to get the power over here, but I'm just going to call it that. So that should all be powered. And we'll just do a pull there and a pull there. And for efficiency reasons, let's just put a pull there, because I think that's already maxed out, which it is. What happened? I mean, I could have just went down that way if I wanted to. this doesn't require as much power because there's only 2. Okay, so everybody should be hooked up. I ended up using a lot less power poles, but always be over on that is fine. So let's go ahead and take some of this biomass shenanigans. That's probably not enough space, but we'll deal with it. So what we're going to do is create biomass first. And then when I build the actual little generator factory that's going to do this for me, and then once we get past a couple of the tiers, we can start building better factories and stuff. But at first, we just need to get it done, as they say. I don't have enough space, I don't think, for all this. Yeah, we don't. Not gonna fight it. And where are we at? Let's just go ahead and get a lot of this going. Yeah, I totally forgot. I gotta research all the splitters and the mergers, and I was just gonna go ahead and build it like it was cool, but no. We gotta figure out where we want to put the space elevator too. That's gonna be a special project. So I have eight burners. So and I forgot the rate at these burn at. So that's 450. And it takes... Oh, I can't do the math in my head. I know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. This is going a little bit over the time frame that I was hoping to get this done in. But I always forget about all the grinding you have to do. Grind. And I'm not complaining about grinding. Like I said, I think it's fun. I don't know, I guess I'm weird. I don't mind actually having to grind things out. Because I know in the long term, I won't have to do this much longer. You know, you just gotta get through the early game of just grinding out all the BS, you know? And it just takes a minute, that's all. So I have 8. So 8 divided by... So if I have... I'm not going to do that many. Well, 24, that should put, what, 60 in each one? Give or take? I think that's enough for now. I think we can just put 60 in each one. Let me do some math, hold on. I don't know. So if you right click on them, it splits them in half, and then if you click on it again, it splits them in half, and then you click on them again, it splits them in half. So I have 25, 25, 25. So if I just put, it should blow the fuse right away. Unless I didn't hook anything up right. I'm surprised I haven't blown a fuse. Is everything on? Okay, so luckily I noticed my internet connection decided to die on me. So I paused the game, but then I remember the game keeps playing, so I actually had to quit the game. Because I didn't want any of the gameplay to get lost here. But looks like everything is running. Let me just make sure all the pipes are running. I'll probably run out of power. I'll probably blow fuses. Okay, so that's... Excuse me. That's being productive. I mean, I'm probably more than enough power. Yeah, I'm overkill, but I'm going to definitely add on to this stuff. So, and eventually this will be a lot bigger too. I usually like to have 15 or 16 of these because then you never run out of power. Now, hopefully all my... Yep, so we're getting plates. And then once we get all this going and I get some more stuff knocked out on this episode, I think next episode we are going to try to find our quartz. Didn't I have an alternative recipe for screws? Did I not click it? Well, that's plates. Wait a second. This should be rods. That's rods. I thought I had an alternative recipe for the screws. Oh. I guess you have to select it first. So, so yeah. I thought I selected it for some reason. So now if we go to recipes, we have the alternative and voila. And it's so nice having that alternative early game because then I don't have to worry about taking the iron rods into another constructor. It just makes things so much nicer. And plus, since these are pure nodes, once again, we are going to ramp these up big time. This is probably going to be a giant iron building facility. You're noisy. Yeah, so now everything's backed up on that. So where are we actually at now? So yeah, we're definitely good with power. But power is that one thing that you can never have enough of. And these just burn so slow. When it's like when you do regular biomass, they seem to burn off so fast. So I have 8 of these. I think I have an issue somewhere. Something's not hooked up. Because these are 30. Should be 400. Oh, it's probably because of my drills are getting backed up because they're so efficient and everything else is inefficient right now. That's okay. Stop worrying about it. All right, let's so we built a simple biomass and we kind of built our simple factories. So let's look at where we're at with our research. Tier 0 is one that we need this, so let's select that. So we need 200 concrete, 100. Now, once again, what's nice is you can just open this and everything that's relevant will be right at the top. And if you want, just go ahead and start clicking the stuff, get it out of your inventory. So we need at least another 100, a lot, and a lot. We just need a lot. Where are we at here? So that's almost done. And then iron plates. These are usually pretty efficient and quick. So yeah, that's pretty much done. And then rods are pretty much probably done. These usually go by pretty fast. So yeah, that's done. So I'm lagging on the concrete. And then I can save you. Like I said, when you can get doggos really quick, you start getting really cool stuff from them. I might just have to open up this node here to make double the concrete for now. So that would involve having a miner, a constructor, and a storage unit. Which is funny because that basically means I need more concrete. But I might do that because, well, no, let's wait on that. Because once I get the mergers and stuff, then we can make our factories a little more efficient before we go crazy with them. But I don't think there's anything I can research right now. Oh, we want to get that done. Definitely want to get that done now that we have that going. I need to find Sam and a summer sleuth. Not really worried about doing that just yet. Not really worried about that. I'd like to get that done. This will just make them scannable, which is probably, I don't know if that's worth it or not. We definitely need to get quartz. I think that's going to be the plan for the next episode, is we are going to go on a quartz hunting mission, which, there's our quartz, which is quite a distance from us, and we haven't explored that area, so I have no idea what I'll be walking into. But yeah, let's get at least tier 1 done, and that might be all for today because yep, those are all filled. Now, do I have any extra limestone laying around? See, I got lots of ores laying around that I'll probably need to get rid of. What's over here? Probably more ores. Yep. Lots of ore. Lots of ore. Oh, there's some more biomass we can dump into our biomass storage here. Because I really want to get the logistics. Probably should have done that one before this one, but whatever. We just need a few more concrete and then we can move on with that. So this is what I meant where, you know, hold on. There is a lot of construction going on around me. That's why my internet almost always goes down. They're like redoing a bunch of roads and stuff in the area, so I tend to have a lot of internet issues sometimes, and it gets really irritating. But see, like I was saying though, you know, crafting it myself, it's like, yeah, it took time, but you still have to wait for your factories to produce it. What's up, Doggo? And as soon as I get this one sent out, like I said, I'll probably collect a few Doggos. I don't know why my headlight's on. Yeah. Launch it.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Now the question is, where do we put the space elevator? I mean, I think maybe in that's where my biomass plant is. How long does that come back? 1 minute. Okay. So yeah, with that upgrade, we got all of our foundations and our walls. We got the lookout tower, which comes in handy. I think the lookout tower is definitely underrated. But yeah, we gotta get the space elevator. We'll get that done later. But then we're gonna want to work on this. Can I even select it? Oh, I can. Oh no, I gotta wait. So we need wire, rods, and plates. Go grab that while it's landing. I always think it's cool to watch it do its thing. Oh wow, we're already. This is very efficient. What's up, Doggo? And then plates. Is that enough plates? Actually, it probably is. And then let's go grab some. Okay, there's either 2 or 3 or 4 Doggos in this area, unless they're just running away from me all the time and I keep seeing the same ones over and over again. Oh, we don't have enough of that. How are we doing here? So that's filling up nice and fast. Because I think that's all the iron production we can actually do right now. Yeah. And then we do need to do this, but we can't do that yet. We got concrete. This is the one we need to get going. Am I doing something wrong here? Why can't I? Ugh, it's like just one. There it is. Oh yeah, and I can't even jump that high yet. So I think for laziness reasons, let's just do. Are you still over here? Of course not. See, the minute I wanted to get the doggo that was hanging out, and now I'm probably going to scare him because I don't see him. Are you kidding me? How does that always happen? I see like a million doggos, and in the minute I want to pick them up, always happens. So if you just seriously, so we're gonna call you Dude. And now we get the painful process of trying to bring you back home. These things are incredibly slow, and they like to get caught up on everything. Come on, buddy. can jump over that, right? Thank God. Come here. Are you serious? No. No. Unbelievable. Now you can't get out, right? And now I can't get out. And look at that, he's already given me a ton of inventory. Awesome. Okay. So we got one of the fuckers. And they always give you... What am I doing? So yeah, let's get this one done, which requires this, this, and this. So we need more pipes. Sorry for that little detour there. It's just I kept seeing all the damn doggos, and it was like, oh wait, I got walls. I can pin him in there. And then I'll probably never see another one now, because that's the way this seems to happen. It seems like I was seeing them all the time, and now that I finally got one, and he'll probably disappear out of here, because that usually happens to me every once in a while. Nope, he's still there. Alright, let's get this taken care of. Yay.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Wow. So tier 1 is done, which means we have tier 2, which includes the assembler, jump pads. I mean, this would be a great benefit right now. Jump pads are worthless. I can't make rotors yet because I didn't do this yet. So I think we might just call this episode here, and we'll do tier 2, and we'll actually build this properly to make it over efficient. Because right now we are definitely overpowered, which is fine. But I think that's where we're gonna leave this one. I mean, everything rolling, I don't think we need to, What's up, dude? I need to find you a dudette. Where's your buddy at? I mean, that couldn't have been the same one that I kept seeing over and over again. There's just no way. There's no way. There had to be multiple ones. Whatever. There's just no way I kept seeing the same one over and over again. I just don't believe it. Ugh. So yeah, it looks like, like I said, I think we're just going to call it on this episode, and next episode, we're going to get our power situation under control with more automation now that we have the splitters. Thank God. That'll make life so much easier. So we'll get that going. I'll build a more proper, I don't know if we're going to do full on with foundations and walls, but we might go that far. You just have to remember when you're doing this, all your factories are shut down, so I might let those run a little longer. Because basically what happened is some of these just lost power. I'm out of biofuel. So yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and this was a long one. But on the next one we're gonna do a proper what do you call it? Power station. So yeah. And I don't want to play without yeah, maybe I'll let these run off of camera for a little bit just to get the supply chain up a little more. Depends how I feel. I've already been playing way too long today. So yeah, I'd like to get this more automated and running correctly. So they should all be yellow. Like I say, I'm nowhere near capacity, so it had to just be they ran out of materials. So maybe I'll let this run for a bit so I can get a stockpile of all this stuff, because once I turn these off, these aren't going to work anymore. I mean, granted, I probably should have just put it in a temporary location, but supplies are still low. Because basically all we're going to do is create a double. I'll create another double of this. Because, I mean, that's more than enough. So, let's check the Doggo situation one more time, and then we're just going to call it. And we'll get going on this. Come on, give me some inventory. Alright. Well, there's where we're at so far. So, we'll get tier 2 in the next episode, Quartz, and clean up the power mass situation with the bio and all that fun stuff. So, alright. See ya.